Hello everyone, my name is Twisted Tornado, and in today's video I only have 1 hour to collect every different type of dye in Minecraft. Let's go ahead and get started because the timer starts now. Now luckily we did spawn in one of the 3 biomes we're going to need, which is a desert, so we can go ahead and start getting some cactus, and later we can go ahead and smelt this into green dye. Now the other 2 biomes we're going to need is a flower forest and a jungle biome. Now a flower forest is going to help us get a lot of dyes from the different flowers. We're also going to need to find a jungle because cocoa beans are the only way we can find brown dye. Now the first thing we're going to need to do is get out of this desert so we can go ahead and get some other flowers, as well as some wood and a bed to skip the night. That way we don't have to worry about hiding from mobs, which would be a huge waste of our time. There's also a coral reef over here. There are some steep pickles over here, so we can also go ahead and smelt these into lime dye, which means we wouldn't have to get any white dye first. But before we can cross our green and lime dye off the list, we are going to need to get a furnace, which means we're going to need to find some stone. Luckily there's some over here, but we can't get a pickaxe unless we find some trees with some wood, which means we're going to have to get out of this desert. We're also now running out of food, and we're still trapped in the desert, which is going to be a huge problem. But I do see a squid over here in this river. If we do manage to kill it, we can go ahead and get some black dye. We did defeat the squid, and we can go ahead and grab some ink sacs. And if we craft those into black dye, that's one else list. It also looks like we can craft the coral fan into pink dye. We also only have 55 more minutes left, which means we're going to have to get out of this desert. If we head over to the Badlands, I maybe see a mine shaft in the distance, but it also looks like there's some trees up there, so we can at least go ahead and get some wood. It does look like I was right, that is a mine shaft in the distance. But I'm not seeing it lead anywhere. Ooh, there's some sheep. I want to head and kill these so we can make a bed. Don't know if there's enough, though. Oh, there is 3. Which means we luckily won't be killed by mobs in the night. Let's go ahead and start getting some food. Now, it is going to be better if we smelt it later, so let's go ahead and get some wood so we can mine some stone. Let's go ahead and skip the night. We only have about 15 minutes left on the clock to find that flower forest and the jungle. But if we go ahead and start mining some stone, and get this coal here that's right next to it, we can go ahead and make a furnace, go ahead and start cooking our food, as well as go ahead and start smelting for our dyes. Which means we can go ahead and cross green dye and lime dye off the list. And we've gotten 4 of the 16 dyes, and we have about 48 minutes left. Oh, and it does look like there's a jungle over there, which means 1, we can go ahead and escape here and get some more food, and we can also go ahead and get the cocoa beans needed to make the brown dye. I can go ahead and get some cocoa beans from this tree, and we can use those to make brown dye. Now 5 out of the 16 that we need. The last main biome that we need to find is the flower forest, but we should be able to find some red, blue, and yellow flowers along the way. We still have 45 minutes left on the clock. And I do see some red flowers over here, as well as some yellow ones. You can go ahead and get red, yellow, and orange dye. We now have 8 out of 16, or half of the dyes we need. But we are still going to need to find that flower forest. There are some white flowers over here. These ones will give us our light gray dye. Which means we only need 7 more. I see a savanna over there. I don't know if there's going to be any different types of flowers over there. I did spot some blue ones up on that hill, though. Go ahead and craft these into blue dye. We also go ahead and make cyan and purple dye. We have 12 of the dyes we need. We're only missing magenta, white, dark gray, and aqua or light blue. Now what we can do is start mining all of these, try to get seeds. If we put those into a compost, we can go ahead and get bone meal, and that white dye should cross a lot of the last ones off our list. We do only have 40 minutes left on the clock, though. Let's go ahead and start breaking some more wood, so we can go ahead and craft the composter. Start putting our seeds into it, and then we can go ahead and use that bone meal to get us some white dye. We only need 3 left now. Let's go ahead and get some more seeds. Go ahead and get another piece of bone meal. Now to make the light blue dye and the dark gray dye, we are going to need some more blue flowers and ink sacs, so let's go ahead and head back and see if we can find any of those. Now if we come right back over here, we can go ahead and get some more blue flowers. Which means we can go ahead and make the light blue dye. Which means we only need 2 left, which are the gray dye, which we can go ahead and make if we get another ink sac and another piece of bone meal. Then we just need the magenta dye, which for that we are going to need another piece of pink dye, which will also need a bone meal for. So let's go ahead and keep mining some seeds. Does look like there's a village over there, so let's go ahead and check that out. Does look like there's a village over there, so let's go ahead and check that out. I see a blacksmith, so we can go ahead and get some gear, not that we really need it. But we can use the crops to go ahead and turn that into bone meal. Let's go ahead and get this leaf litter here. That's going to be a great source of bone meal. We only have 35 minutes left on the clock now, but it should be plenty of time. Go ahead and use this composter here to get the last 2 pieces of bone meal we need. Means we can go ahead and make the magenta dye, I also use the beetroots here to turn that into red dye to make another piece of pink dye. Which means we only need the gray dye left, which means we'll have to find another squid to go ahead and get some more black dye. First, let's go ahead and loot this blacksmith. Go ahead and get a bundle. Put all our dyes in there to keep them safe. I do see a baby squid in the river over here, which means we should be able to find an adult one to go ahead and get the ink sacs. We'll just have to wait for one to spawn. Still have 33 minutes left. There is a squid over there. Go ahead and take the ink sacs. We can go ahead and make the gray dye our last piece. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like and consider subscribing, and let me